Hello again. A friend of mine sent me some interesting information on Hillary Rodham Clinton and Billy Bob Clinton. And the title is The Clinton Body Bags. Purely coincidental? This is a quick refresher course, lest we forget what has happened to many quote-unquote friends and associates of Bill and Hillary Clinton. James McDougal, convicted Whitewater partner of the Clintons who died of an apparent heart attack while in solitary confinement. He was the key witness in Ken Starr's investigation. Mary Mahoney, a former White House intern, was murdered July 1997 at a Starbucks coffee shop in Georgetown, Washington. The murder happened just after she was to go public with her story of sexual harassment by Clinton in the White House. Vince Foster, former White House counselor and colleagues of Hillary Clinton at Little Rock's Rose Law Firm. He died of a gunshot wound to the head, ruled a suicide. He was about to testify against Hillary related to the record she refused to turn over to Congress. Was reported to have been having an affair with Hillary. Ron Brown, Secretary of Commerce and former DNC chairman, reported to have died by impact in a plane crash. A pathologist close to the investigation reported that there was a hole in the top of Brown's skull resembling a gunshot wound. At the time of his death, Brown was being investigated and spoke publicly of his willingness to cut a deal with prosecutors. The rest of the people on the plane also died. A few days later, the air traffic controller committed suicide. Victor Razor II. Razor, a major player in the Clinton fundraising organization, died in a plane crash in July 1992. Paul Tully, a Democratic National Committee political director, found dead in a hotel room in Little Rock on September 1992, described by Clinton as, quote, a dear friend and a trusted advisor, end of quote. Ed Wiley, Clinton fundraiser, found dead November 1993 deep in the woods in Virginia of a gunshot wound to the head, ruled a suicide. Ed Wiley died on the same day with his wife. Kathleen Wiley claimed Bill Clinton groped her in the Oval Office in the White House. Ed Wiley was involved in several Clinton fundraising events. You think Billy really did that? Jerry Parks, I'm talking about the groping, not the killing. Jerry Parks, head of the Clinton gubernatorial security team in Little Rock. He'd gunned down in a car at a deserted intersection outside Little Rock. Parks' son said his father was building a dossier on Clinton. He had allegedly threatened to reveal this information. After he died, the files were mysteriously removed from his house. Wonder how that could happen. How about James Bunch? He died from a gunshot suicide. It was reported that he had a black book of people which contained names of influential people who visit prostitutes in Texas and Arkansas. He couldn't have had Clinton in there. Might have been Hillary, though. You never know. 10. Not that she was a prostitute, but she was visiting with him. 10. James Wilson, found dead in May 1993 from an apparent hanging suicide. He was reported to have ties to the Clintons' Whitewater deals. Pretty incredible. All these Whitewater guys and gals just get whacked. Kathy Ferguson, ex-wife of Arkansas trooper Danny Ferguson. He was found dead in May 1994 in her living room with a gunshot to her head. It was ruled suicide even though there were several packed suitcases, as if she was going somewhere. Danny Ferguson was a co-defendant along with Bill Clinton in a Paula Jones lawsuit. And Kathy Ferguson was a possible corroborating witness for Paula Jones. You remember Paula Jones, don't you? Yeah. Anyway, and then there was Bill Shelton, Arkansas state trooper and fiancé of Kathy Ferguson. Critical of the suicide ruling on his fiancée, he was found dead in June 1994 of a gunshot wound. Also ruled a suicide at the grave site of his fiancée. And then there was Gandhi Ball, attorney for Clinton's friend Dan Lasseter. He died by jumping out the window of a tall building, January 1994. His client, Dan Lasseter, was a convicted drug distributor. Then Florence Martin, accountant and subcontractor for the CIA, was related to Barry Seal, Mena, Arkansas airport drug smuggling case. He died of 3 gunshot wounds. Then there was Susan Coleman, reportedly had an affair with Clinton. I can't believe that. When he was Arkansas Attorney General, died of a gunshot wound to the back of the head, ruled a suicide. You sort of have to ask yourself, how do you do that? Gunshot wound to the back of the head and a suicide. Was pregnant at the time of her death. Wow. You think maybe they should have taken a DNA? Paula Grover, Clinton's speech interpreter for the deaf from 1978 until her death on December 9, 1992. She died in a 1-car accident. Then there was Danny Caslaro, investigative reporter who was investigating the Mean Airport and Arkansas Development Finance Authority. He slit his wrists, apparently in the middle of his investigation. I guess he just couldn't handle all the evidence that he found. Then there was Paul Wilchar. He was attorney investigating corruption at Mean Airport with Casalero, and the 1980 October surprise was found dead on a toilet June 22, 1993, in his Washington, D.C. apartment. He had delivered a report to Janet Reno 3 weeks before his death. May have died of poison. Then there was John Parnell Walker, Whitewater investigator for Resolution Trust Corp. He jumped to his death from the Arkansas, Virginia apartment balcony on August 15, 1993. He was investigating the Morgan Guarantee scandal. I guess he just couldn't handle all the evidence he found. Then it was Barbara Wise, Commerce Department staffer, worked closely with Ron Brown and Haig. Cause of death unknown. Died November 29, 1996. Her bruised, nude body was found locked in her office at the Department of Commerce. Now, they don't know why she died, but she was like naked, and her body was bruised. Okay. Then there was Charles Messier, the Assistant Secretary of Commerce, who gave John Hogue special security clearance. He died shortly thereafter in a small plane crash. Then there was Dr. Stanley Hurd. I'm losing my voice. Chairman of the National Chiropractic Healthcare Advisory Committee. He died with his attorney, Steve Dixon, in a small plane crash. Dr. Hart, in addition to serving on Clinton's advisory council, personally treated Clinton's mother, stepfather, and brother. You know what the moral of the story is? If you know the Clintons, don't go flying in small planes. Then there was Barry Seal. He was drug running TWA pilot out of Mena, Arkansas. His death was no accident. That means it was murder. Then there was Johnny Lahorn Jr. He was a mechanic, found a check made out to Bill Clinton in the trunk of his car left at the repair shop. He was found dead after his car had hit a utility pole. Then there was Stanley Huggins, investigated Madison Guarantee. His death was purported suicide, and his report was never released. Of course not. Then there was Herschel Friday, attorney and Clinton fundraiser, died March 1994 when his plane exploded. I'll tell you what, planes and Clintons you don't want to mix. Then there was Kevin Ives and Donnie Henry, known as the Boys of the Track case. Reporters say the two boys may have stumbled upon the Mena, Arkansas airport drug operation. The initial report of deaths said the deaths were due to falling asleep on a railroad track and being run over. Yeah, everybody goes to sleep on a railroad track. Later, autopsy reports stated that the two boys had been slain before being placed on the track. You got to be kidding. Many likened the case died before their testimony could come before a grand jury. And then there's a whole lot more, and I mean, it just, like I said, I'm losing my voice, but you definitely don't want to hang out around the Clintons if you fly, or if you're going to go flying in a small airplane. And you definitely want to be aware that a lot of the people that are around Clinton, they end up committing suicide with bullets to the back of the head. So that's pretty interesting. And then what's also interesting is that the following Clinton personal bodyguards all died of mysterious causes or suicide. Major William S. Barclay Jr., Captain Scott J. Reynolds, Sergeant Brian Hanley, Sergeant Tim Sabal, Major General William Robertson, Colonel William Deskenberger, Colonel Robert Kelly, Specialist